This week coming up, 3/16, June 7th, we got Mederos Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley 2, the fight that about 5 people were looking forward to. 2 of them are in the fight themselves, so it is what it is, guys. Let's just start talking about all these fights. We're going to go up from the prelims, early prelims, all the way down to the main card. So if you just want to see main card shit and the other stuff, just skip to the end, honestly. I just like, it builds up the excitement talking about all the fight stuff. So if you're watching at least this part, the first one we have is Markel Mederos versus Mark Choinski. I really like Choinski's name. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be straightforward. I am biased. I like a funny name. That is who I am. Neither one impressed me. Neither one really made me like open up my eyes and really want to watch their fight hardcore. So I kind of am just leaning more towards Mark Choinski here. I picked Choinski because I just liked how he performed against Ramirez, a former opponent, because Ramirez looked ready to go. Ramirez looked ready to go. He looked ready to kill, and Choinski had answers, and he responded with grit. Motherfucker has a lot of grit, and he has some nice submissions. I don't really see it being a very high-paced, active kind of fight, but I do see Mederos putting in some power, getting some nice shots, but if he crosses that void a bit too willingly and a bit too eagerly, Choinski's going to be able to find himself around fucking Marcos, take him down, submit him, find that rear naked choke, and just get him out of there. I'm going to be saying for this fight, around 2 sub, just allow it to kind of unfold, in my opinion. Like, obviously, don't let your opponent control the fight, but figure it out. Get some rhythm going. Get your fucking energy up. Get some like confidence built up. So when you grab him, you finish him immediately. I don't think it's going to serve Mark any kind of benefit to shoot takedowns and attempt submissions. They're not going to go anywhere. If he does that, I do feel like Mederos is going to respond by coming up with some sort of like hard-hitting shot with an elbow. So let's go Mark on this one. But really, whoever fucking puts on the better performance, just put on the better goddamn performance. That's all I care about. Salkilld versus JRR Ashmouz. Last time I saw Quillen, we'll call him Quillen. Last time I saw him, he got that nasty knockout over Unshul Jubilee. Beautiful. Fantastic. It's straight up the only short I made up to this point right now because it was so fucking impressive. He just got in there, stepped in there, and just knocked his ass out with like the first punch of the night. Insane, amazing start to his UFC career. That's more than likely going to carry over to this fight as well. We have JRR, and I tried looking up some stuff. Pretty good. He's looking gritty and speedy, but I just didn't see him having a gigantic speed advantage over Quillen. And I feel like, again, this is the UFC doing this UFC shit. They're going to kind of set up Quillen to have a bit of a more successful couple of fights moving forward. So really, he should have everything set up for him to walk in there and get another KO at some point. He has a lot of good KOs already in his career, and when I look back at his other fights, man gets finishes. So I'm excited to see him out again. I'll go Quillen with a decision on this one. He's just going to have to be careful, though, because I do see a lot of shots early on landing for Ashmouz. So play it safe. You know, play your game. You're going to be dominant. You're going to be faster, and you're going to hit hard. Just don't leave those defenses so low and then get caught up whenever you might be losing the moment or here or there. It's going to be the first like really big test in his UFC career. So let's see it go down. I say biggest right now, but again, he's early on. This is like a second fight in the entire UFC. So give him time. Let's see this play out. Again, Quillen, let's go decision win on this one. After that, we have Jeka Saragih. I forgot I got to read these again. Holy fuck. We got Jeka Saragih versus Joosang. I did like what Joosang did in the last fight I watched. It was a fight in Asia. I don't know exactly where. I don't know the name of it, so I'm just going to say somewhere in Asia. Dana White was there, and the man got a really nice KO, I think it was, over his opponent. And he looked confident. The man just walked in there, fucking just let it all hang out, and just fucking whooped ass and knew he was going to do that the entire time. You could see the confidence by the time the entire fight started, and it was impressive. I like it. It shows he has really good skills. He has good skills specifically in his hand speed and waiting for the right moment, having the confidence in waiting for that moment as well. I don't like his defense, though. I think his defense needed a bit more work on it still, and to just hop into the UFC against a guy like Jekka, who is a mean dog, it's a bit too much for me. It's a little bit too much for me to have full belief in. So for Jekka, I'm actually going to be leaning towards him. He's had a rocky here or there, but he has a ton of experience. He has a ton of fucking fights. And he's been in fights that it's kill or be killed, you know? I think in this fight, he's not going to really let up too well against Joosang, meaning that he's just not going to let up the pressure very much. Joosang's going to have to deal with a lot, have to be ready to answer, have to be ready to be put on the back foot. He has to be ready to eat a lot of shots and allow the fight to continue on and find his moment again. I think he's going to have a hard time doing all that shit against Jekka. So I'm going to be going Jekka like first round TKO. That's my I do think it might be a lot. It might be a lot, but I don't know too much about either one of those. So I'm going to make my decision. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. So I'm going to stick by that shit. So if you don't like it, too bad. Either way, moving on. We then had Ariana Da Silva, right, versus Wang Cong. I have talked about Wang Cong before. Now, I've had a mixture of feelings of excitement, disappointment, anticipating her opponent to do more. So she's in a weird place in terms of where I view her. But what has never escaped my understanding of her is her fucking hands. Her hands are murder weapons. For her to just have anyone stand against her in the octagon at this point is ridiculous if they're not going to mix it up and make it an MMA fight. Do not stand in front of her. Don't stand and try to bang with this woman. It's just going to end up in failure unless you are a glory kickboxer and have accolades to your name in the striking department like Valentina Shevchenko. Don't play her game for her. If you just let her do the striking and just find her rhythm, by the second round, it's going to be over. She might not knock you out, but she's going to try, obviously. But you are not going to be able to find that rhythm against her if you allow her to find it herself by the second or end of the first round, really. That was what Bruno really fucked up on. She really did have a good chance for a lot of the fight, but once Wang got comfortable, over. There was nothing Bruno was going to do that entire fight unless she fucking shot a goddamn takedown, which she didn't do. You can tell the emotions are already building up on this one because goddamn it, how did Bruno not shoot a fucking single takedown and take her back in half? Ridiculous. Whatever. On this fight, though, I also don't see Ariana. I think it was Ariana. Whatever. I just don't see her having the answers that Bruno could have brought to the table. And I also don't see her executing on anything like that. I don't see her shooting for takedowns unless it's in a very precarious situation. And if that happens, Wang Cong's going to be ready to respond to that takedown. So I think this is going to be a bit of a landslide for Wang Cong. I'd be very surprised if it went the other way. But expect for Wang Cong to be having a ranked number next to her name by fucking Tuesday afternoon. After that, we have Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. Now, Gus, I'm going to put down Gus because that's easier for me to say. Motherfucker seems dominant when he's pushing against the cage. From what I saw, he only had that Dana White Contender Series fight. And what I like that he did was he has his own way to fight. He's following the game plan to best suit his skills. He didn't have the best stand-up of standing across from his last opponent and actually throwing hands. But what he did dominate was he grabbed him and punished then and there. If he can't fucking handle those stand-up fights, if he doesn't want to take it and play the jiu-jitsu game and try to figure out a submission, do that. He fucking grabbed this guy, shove him against the cage, elbow, 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 knee, knee. Kill him like that. Do that. Do that, and you're going to be a problem for a fuck ton of people. I think someone out there is going to have the answer for this, and they're going to knock his ass out eventually. But against Chaos Williams, I think it's going to work out very well. I think he's going to be ending up... I say that, and then in my brain, I see Chaos Williams like just moving off the cage. If Chaos can just move off the cage and really get some space and separate himself from Andreas, yeah, he's going to have a good time. But I think that Andreas actively will be looking to remain in that clinch situation and just looking to fucking murder this guy before it gets to that, before it gets too far. I'd say this is a fight that's good to be excited for. It's going to be pretty entertaining. I'm looking forward to Gustafsson really showing out what he can do. I see him getting that fucking... Honestly, I really don't see Chaos lasting too well. I do see a round one KO by elbow strikes or knees, but I can see the ref trying to protect the fighter and ending it a little early. I hope that doesn't happen. Let's go for round 1 KO with some fucking bap, 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 bap. Ah, my leg, bap, 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 you know? But yeah, we are now moving on to the next fight. Oh, I pulled my leg something. I don't have good hip mobility. After those motherfuckers, after those goddamn bastards, we then have Sergey Spivac versus Waldo Cortes Acosta. Okay. As I remember, like, I'm glad that I've done so much research with these fighters because I know both of these guys and I still feel mixed, but I feel more confident in my decision. That decision being Sergey Spivac to find that fucking TKO, or honestly just a decision on this one. I liked that Waldo knocked out Span in his last fight. He beat Despaigne way back when. But I think Span was a good fight for him, and it was easy for me to choose him because I just didn't really believe in Span's ability to really rally and come out with a really strong fight. And I knew that Waldo follows a good game plan. So it was an easy pick for that one. But for here, I don't think he's going to come up with a good enough game plan to really handle Sergey. I think Sergey is going to be just overall more well-rounded everywhere. I think his striking is going to be a little bit ahead. I think his clinch work will be a little bit ahead. And I think his grappling on the ground is going to be a good bit ahead. Unless Waldo finds some way to punish in between all that and take him down and, finish him there. But that's a big if. I think a bigger, more likely situation to unfold is Sergey just finding some slow way to win the fight. I'm going to bank more on the decision for Sergey, but I think Sergey just is more talented. Not talented, but he's more technical and he has better experience and he just has shown that more. He's shown his skills in all areas of MMA a lot for us to know exactly how good he is. I don't see that coming from Waldo. I see that we've seen what he can do and it's okay. So let's go Sergey Spivac here. Hopefully it's a good fight no matter what. Bigger guys, I don't anticipate it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a slow-ass fight, but here's hoping. We have Azamat Murzakanov versus Brenson Ribeiro. I liked how bouncy Murzakanov looked against Menifield. A great win against someone, by the way. Menifield is not no fucking slouch. If you're beating Menifield, you're doing something right. I got to be honest. Already with that kind of victory, you're on my radar. But specifically, he looked clean fucking standing up and bouncing around. And specifically, I mean literally, I like seeing his bounce as he's moving. I think he has a good rhythm and he's able to time his opponent by doing that. You know what I mean? It's like he's able to just find how the opponent is moving and match himself to match that rhythm and then land those shots, those counter shots, those beautiful slipping punches that are necessary to defeat guys like he's doing it. I just didn't see much from Ribeiro. I think Ribeiro is going to find some good success at times, especially kicking at a range. I think his kicking is going to be probably the way that he's going to want to fight most of the fight. And he's got to really keep fucking Azamat away from him. I think, honestly, like, even though his grappling is pretty nice, I think Azamat is just too well-rounded still. That even if you get a hold on him, he's a big motherfucker. He's ungangly. He's going to move fast. He's going to move hard. There's something flying in my fucking face. But I don't see Ribeiro having success as soon as Azamat gets a hold of him. As soon as Azamat gets a hold of him, as soon as he's close enough to freaking really start laying down the damage, I don't see it really landing well for Ribeiro. I'm just going to pick Murzakanov. I like the grit. I like the bounciness. I like the speed. I like the enthusiasm from what I'm seeing from his fights. Obviously, Ribeiro has enthusiasm, but I don't say that much. So let's go Azamat. Let's see how it goes. Again, I'm kind of excited about that one, but I got to just see these guys to believe whatever they're going to be trying to sell me on. So that's all I got to say about that. If you ever seen my shit, you know how I feel about Joshua motherfucking Van. You know how the fuck I feel about Joshua goddamn Van. Joshua, okay, let's just get this started right, though. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. This is the most dangerous fight for Joshua Van yet, besides Charles Johnson. I think Bruno Silva is pretty spectacular. For him to get 4 back-to-back, like, finishes, submissions, knockouts, until he reached Manel Kopp, that speaks volumes. This guy is getting kills. This guy is out there fucking putting numbers on the leaderboard right now. And to lose against Manel Kopp, who is astounding, That's nothing to fucking feel bad about. Even if he loses to Joshua Van, this guy is still going to be a killer that I'll probably bet on again if he's put against a lesser opponent. Now, he's versing against Joshua Van, though, who he's fantastic. He's great. He has amazing boxing and fantastic takedown defense that we saw in his last fight against Ray. But I don't see, what is his name? Bruno. I don't see Bruno. I do see it. I see a lot of shit. I see a lot of stuff, and I'm having a lot of mixed emotions about this one. So, I'm getting a lot of overwhelming. I'm getting overwhelmed right now. A human being should not talk longer than 5 minutes. Here's what I'm worried. Joshua Van just gets hit a lot. And Bruno Silva, when he hits people, they go out. That's, I think, the biggest worry I have in this entire fight. Obviously, whoever wins, awesome. Big name for both of them. Impressive win for whoever wins this one. Because, I mean, either name on your fucking back on your history, fantastic. I'll be picking Joshua Van on this one, but I'm the most worried I've ever been for him. I know that he's had tough fights, and that Edgar Chairez fight, that was probably his nastiest and like most dangerous, besides, again, the Charles Johnson, which he actually lost, obviously. But this fight has the potential to see him get knocked down at 1 or 2. God, I hope that doesn't happen, because he should be able to be fast enough and slick enough to dodge and slip past all those punches, if not eat a couple, and probably be okay enough. But he cannot do what he normally does and give up that first round. That shit gotta stop. That shit has to end. He has to figure out a way to get that rhythm up fast, because against a guy like Brandon, who finished, or against Bruno, who finishes motherfuckers in the first and second round, that ain't gonna play right. That is not gonna play right against this guy. I think what Van needs to do is keep doing what he's doing, throw those 3-piece combinations, throw the 5s, throw those fucking 6 pieces, because that's what damages his opponents. Hit the body. Get that body work going like he usually does. Get it started early. Get him feeling the pain early on and really try to wear him down from the get-go. If you're feeling the pressure, maybe find some space for yourself, but also keep him backing up. As soon as Joshua Van has the motherfuckers backing up, the fight is it. It's usually there and then. I don't see Van getting a knockout over Silva. You know, anything could happen, obviously, but sadly, Joshua Van doesn't have knockout power. He has damaging, punishing, you don't want to get fucking hit by that power, but he's not going to make a guy go to sleep, sadly. So play the body, win that decision. I'm very sad I'm not going to be able to pick a knockout for him, but win that decision, be dominant, be aggressive, be smart. Just be smart, if anything. Fuck, man. I'm very much, out of all the fights I'm going to be covering in this one, I think this one's probably the most excited I'm about. I got it. I really enjoy Joshua Van's fights. Here's hoping he's going to fucking stay in the winning column. If he goes backwards, that's kind of okay, but let's stay forward. Stay forward, man. We have Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. Now, Kevin Holland has disappointed me a number of times at this point. So, am I betting against him because he's disappointed me before? No. As you have seen in my I think my last video, I picked Kevin Holland to win in his last outing, and he did. He did pretty much what I expected, where he outclassed his opponent for the skills, but even then, he still struggled too much, in my opinion. He still struggled more than he should have. And against Vicente Luque, who is a technician, who is talented and skilled and hard-working all the motherfucking time, good luck. I completely see Vicente Luque doing what he did to Grimbo to Kevin Holland. Maybe he'll get a knockout hit. Yeah, I doubt he's going to find a hit that's going to take down Kevin Holland, but Vicente is going to find that submission. I don't see him not. Unless Kevin Holland really is that good at the welterweight that he should have been at the welterweight his entire career, Vicente Luque should absolutely be able to find a moment to catch Kevin Holland's neck, put him in a submission, get that fucking arm broken. Really? You're going to have to break his arm. Sadly. I'm not even fucking playing around. You actually have to break his hands or arm or leg and just finish him then and there. If Kevin Holland finds that rhythm and really gets a striking going off, and then he feels confident in his jiu-jitsu and his fucking grappling, good luck. Don't let that happen. Just fucking get on his ass, find the submission early. He's going to be trying to talk that shit. As soon as he opens that motherfucking mouth, you put a fist in it. Don't play these fucking games. Have fun. I think this is going to be a fun fight. I think this is going to be one of the more fun fights of the evening. Get him out of there, though. Vicente Luque, I'm going with him. I'll go first round submission. Kevin Holland can fuck up like that pretty hard. So let's go Vicente Luque. Whoever wins, honestly, but Kevin Holland be talking that mad shit. So man, what I'm saying. This is like he's talking too much sometimes. But again, I like Kevin Holland's fights. I'm gonna keep on watching. Win or lose, I'm gonna keep watching Kevin Holland's fights. That's 100%. Now, Kevin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Let's see what I said before. I had covered this one way back when it was going to be on, I think, 312 or something like that. But, I mean, you know how it went. He fucking had some sort of stomach issue, so he got fucked up. Too bad for him. Oh, it was in Mexico, so that was... I know what fight that was. I remember now. Yeah. It's funny. I wrote in my notes now to just go back to my notes that I wrote before. The notes that I wrote before were shorter than me telling myself to go back to look at my old notes. Because... I mean, Joe Pyfer, you know the knockout power that motherfucker has. Deadly. Killer. And against fucking Kevin Gastelum, who kind of doesn't give a fuck and has been fighting for a paycheck for the past, 5 fights now, motherfucker's gonna get knocked out. Let's not complicate this one. Let's just be straightforward. This should be right. Joe Pyfer, guys. Come on now. Let's not be ridiculous. He's gonna get that knockout. When? Probably third round, in my opinion. Let's not play games. If Kevin Gastelum comes back and puts on a motherfucking show, dope. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Prove me wrong. Let's see that. Joe Pyfer, this one. No need to complicate it any more than that. Even though I could. We have also Mario Bautista versus Patchy Mix. Ooh. That was going to be Mario Bautista versus Chito Vera, but Chito Vera suffered some sort of injury. I don't know exactly what happened, but Patchy Mix entered the mix. Patchy is deadly, man. If you looked up his record, motherfucker gets kills. Motherfucker has been winning for 10 fights in a row. I might be wrong about that, but the point is he wins constantly. He's only lost one time, and he gets knockouts and submissions. I think his guy is going to be a gigantic problem for the division. More than Pitbull, more than Kaya Sakura, more than a lot of these other fighters that come in from other organizations. Patchy's a fucking killer. I hope that it does carry on to the UFC scene, because we all know how different the UFC fighters are from all the other fighters in the world. I do anticipate this being one of those few cases that an outside influence is going to be doing spectacular in the UFC. It's a great start against Mario Bautista, but I'm actually taking a page out of Henry Cejudo, who said this. Mario Bautista is gritty. He ate shots from Jose Aldo, and he powered on. He doesn't give a fuck if the crowd's booing. He's going to hold you against the cage and win the goddamn fight. I respect that he wins the goddamn fight. He wants that fucking victory. Is it going to be boring sometimes and maybe not the most exciting? Yeah, it will. But get off the goddamn cage, find an answer against him, because if you don't, why the fuck would he not do what he needs to do to win? He's a winner, and he's going to try to keep winning in this fight. But the one who has the answers is Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix has those answers. So sadly, Mario Bautista's fucking game he's been playing is about to be in right now. So I'm picking Patchy Mix to win. I do foresee him getting another submission or knockout. I'm not going to say that, though. I think he's going to get a decision because Mario Bautista probably is going to outlast that unless he gets submitted. I hope this one is explosive. Win or lose for Mario Bautista, he needs an exciting fight. Because, I mean, straight up, people want him to die. I don't get that fucking hate. I get that Jose Aldo lost to him, but, chill out. Motherfucker just want to fight. Goddamn. No, you don't want to fucking kill him or some shit. Either way, Patchy Mix going with a decision. I am looking forward to that fight. I'm excited to see Patchy Mix and for Mario Bautista's response. I'm excited about it. Fucking sue me. On to the co-main. We have Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. I really don't have too much to say about this one. Again, women's MMA, I am still a baby. And honestly, I'm still fucking fresh as a fucking youngling. I know Juliana Pena has great history in the women's division. She is going to go down in history as one of the greater ones to do it in her division, especially. I did not like anything I saw in her fight against Pennington. That was one of the worst women's fights for me, especially for a championship, that I have seen yet. Not a good performance, in my opinion. Even though she won, in the moment, I remember thinking, oh, Pennington won that. Really? Did you? Really? whatever. We're in the moment now. She's the champion versus Kayla Harrison. But Kayla Harrison has impressed me. Kayla Harrison has put on performances, especially as of late, that are dominant. She gets in there and will ragdoll a bitch. In her last fight, she struggled, but she won. That's all. I honestly, I don't have too much to say about that other than like she will struggle. Sometimes she'll get boxed up. Sometimes your opponent might have really good defense, but she is a fucking mountain to a fucking rock to a boulder, sure, but she's a goddamn mountain. I will be flummoxed. I will be absolutely bewildered if Kayla Harrison does not come away a champion on Saturday night. That will be astounding to me if Juliana Pena really does find that fucking blow and gets her ass out of there. Surprise me, because I do not foresee that happening in any reality. I'm going through all those fucking timelines like Dr. Goddamn Strange. I don't fucking see a single one where she really knocks her ass out. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, please. Damn, I hope she does. All right, but either way, Kayla Harrison, I'm not going to beat her on. I'm not going to keep on saying the same ass thing. Kayla Harrison, let's see her fucking take her ass down. I don't know if she's going to get a submission. I see more a TKO round 2. So let's see it happen. Let's see it. Julia Pena's gritty. She's gritty as fuck. Let's see it happen. Come on, Kayla Harrison. Come on now. Come on. That's all I got to say about that fight. Last one. The twofer, guys. We have Murzakanov Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley. I think my last prediction, I might have picked. I didn't do a video on this. I did not. But I did imagine Sean O'Malley would have won that fight because I figured he was going to find that knockout blow. Since then, I really don't bank on the knockout blows happening anymore, just because it's too much of a dream and a wish for that to really be the norm to expect. The norm to expect in this fight is for Murzakanov to do what Murzakanov does. He might not ragdoll Sean O'Malley. And I actually think this is probably going to be Murzakov's hardest fight yet, even a little bit harder than Umar. Because Sean O'Malley is pretty well-rounded, guys. Like, we can shit on Sean O'Malley for a lot of things, and there's a lot of things to shit on him about, but you cannot deny he is talented in mixed martial arts. He has really good jiu-jitsu. His striking is some of the best in the entire sport. He's strong, he's tall, he's lanky, he's patient, he's well-rhythmed, he's good at the mental warfare, he's calm and collected in most of his fights besides the last one. He's a tough motherfucker to beat, but Murzakanov did that shit, and he kind of made it look dominant and almost easy. I don't think it was as dominant as everyone's seeing, but I do think it was still dominant. It's undeniable. It was dominant. But Sean O'Malley, the chance was there the entire time. Even to the 5th round, fuck, man. If Sean could figure that shit out earlier on, that's a lot of trouble for Murzakanov. And it's similar to what I thought last time, where maybe Murzakanov doesn't have to be perfect this time around, but more often than not, he needs to perform at a higher level consistently for all 25 minutes compared to Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley needs 1 minute of a good striking bout where he knocks out Murzakanov. That's kind of all he really needs. Murzakanov needs to be on that ass for 25 minutes. He did it once. I do believe he can do it again. But if I'm going to be honest, this fight to me is pretty, 60-40? I'll give 60 to Murzakanov, and that's what I'm going to say. But the chance of Sean O'Malley winning is not absurd. It is extremely high of a chance that Sean finds that shot finally. I'm excited to see the outcome. I'm hopeful this is a lot more exciting and that they put on a fight that makes everyone shut up as like, yeah, no one wanted this fight, but we're happy it happened. I'm hoping for that kind of reality moving forward after the fight and everything. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. I really don't know. That's kind of why I am more excited about this one, because the more I think about it, the more I realize I don't know. Do I know what Sean O'Malley's going to look like walking into that cage? I really don't. I really don't know who's going to show up that night. I know who Murzakanov is going to show. I know how he's going to show up, but I have no clue if the changes that Sean O'Malley made are going to make him that much better of a fighter. He could have been worse. He fucking stopped smoking and drinking gooning or whatever. Maybe he's worse. I'm excited to find out, though. That's all I'm going to say. Murzakanov winning that decision, he's going to ragdoll him, probably. But again, Sean's going to have answers. I'm excited to see what Murzakanov does. It's going to be a lot more striking this fight, whether or not Murzakanov wants it or not. Yeah, if you got a different opinion, let me know. I want to see shit. Do what you got to do in the fucking YouTube internet sphere. Do what you want. I don't really care because I'm gonna just keep doing my shit. Damn it. But yeah, that was fun. I had a lot of fun doing this one. I'm gonna get ready for Usman versus Buckley next week. I'm gonna try to chop this video up and get it out there. This might be a shitty ass video with not much good editing, but let's just get a video out. Let's get the back rhythm. I got Dustin coming up and Holloway. I got Charles. I got Ilya. Those are going to be fantastic. Sorry for the long delay on this one and just the lack of other videos, but we're back in the throw. So let's just get moving forward. That's all I got to say. Stay wonderful. Stay beautiful. Fucking do your shit. I don't know. I'll get some good training in. I'll show off my cat just like right now. That's it.